Hello again, everyone. Saka here, and welcome back to NASCAR Racing 2003 season, the 22 mod by Full Circle Racing Designs here at Texas Motor Speedway. Brandon in that A-Shock Toyota to our left, and we are in our X4 Tides of Avarice Camaro, and we are ready to start the next round, the round of 12 here at Texas Motor Speedway. An interesting grouping this round with Texas, Talladega, and the Roval. So 34 laps await us here at Texas, one pit stop, and probably 4 tires if I had to make a guess. Tyler Reddick out in front of us in that 8, eliminated from the last round, waiting for that green flag, and green. Up through the gears and nowhere to go. Holding that outside groove, Bubba Wallace looking to the inside, Brandon looking to the inside of Cole Custer, trying to power down to that bottom as we roll that top groove. William Byron on the pole and gets the whole shot to the lead. A little loose on corner exit, but no worries. But Bubba Wallace still to our inside, being pushed by Austin Dillon. And rolling that outside, trying to get a run. We need to get down to the bottom as quickly as we can. We can carry a little bit of speed off the high line, as you can see. Tyler Reddick goes up a little bit and has to choke up. We have to roll out of the throttle a little bit, and the cars below us just fill those holes. Actually overdrive a little bit and get that aero push. Going into turn 1, have to roll that extreme top. We'll get a nice run down the back straightaway, however, to be on the outside of Kurt Busch, who is still in the 45 and still in, was eliminated from playoff contention last round. Josh Bilicki to our inside, as well as Chase Briscoe, have to choke up again. Tyler Reddick really slow on that outside. We're losing a ton of time to those leaders who are exiting turn 2 right now, with Byron, Logano, and Blaney your top 3. Brandon making his way forward, as we are stuck on the high side and really can't do a whole lot with it. Cindric fills that gap, as well as Christopher Bell and Ross Chastain. Looking back to Harrison Burton, finally a gap behind Ross Chastain. We'll be able to get down to the bottom and look under Ross and see if we can try to make some movement forward. That seam at the bottom of turn 1 is very vicious. If your right sides are on it, the car gets extremely loose, so we want to kind of run a half a lane up in turns 1 and 2. But 3 and 4, oh, hard into the wall, Martin Truex Jr. Let's go to the inside. We are clear. That might collect a lot of extra cars as well. We'll take a look involved and see what happened to Martin here as the caution comes out. Lap 4 on the outside in that second groove. Looks like he just got loose, over-rotated, snapped the car around in to Daniel Suarez, and Brad Keselowski on his lid collects Bowman, Jones, Stenhouse, MacLeod, and it looks like Todd Gilliland might have slowed down to avoid that carnage, but trouble continues for Martin Truex Jr. This is almost a cruel joke. Coming to lap 9, everyone stayed out. It is way too early to make it on fuel the rest of the way, so we have to run what we brung here. William Byron still out front, Joey Logano 3rd, Ryan Blaney 4th, and Chase Elliott in your top 5, followed by Denny Hamlin. Green flag is out. And behind Christopher Bell here, we're going to try to make some positions. Now that we are on the bottom and have free reign, we should be able to start making our way forward. That is the hope and goal. Try to split that seam as best we can. Car washes up a little bit. Those tires have gone through their heat cycle, and we were a little bit tight in that corner, waiting for those pressures and temperatures to come back up to racing temperature, and able to hook that bottom fairly well. Tires are starting to come to us, and we should be set by the time we enter turn 1. And with some side-by-side action in front of us, we'll be able to get a nose on Austin Cindric, perhaps. Looking to that inside, able to paint that white line. That's what I'm talking about. Good run on the bottom under Cindric. And getting that pull off of Bell. Cindric gets that run off the high line. Kurt Busch out in the top, and if he is peeing on the wheels of progress like Tyler Reddick, then Cindric will have to drop back, and indeed Kurt Busch is struggling on that high line. We'll make the pass on both of them, and there goes Tyler Reddick down to the bottom of Bubba Wallace, putting him to the outside. They choke up a little bit going into turn 1. We have to take a bit of an evasive action. With them side by side and Bell not able to get back to the gas completely, we're not going to lose that much time to Christopher Bell. We just need to hit turn 3 and 4 on that white line. And you can see the lack of speed on corner exit of 4 for those AI drivers. Ross Chastain had to back out of it on the outside of 4. And we'll roll this second groove in 1 and 2. Overcooked just a little bit, but if our fender is on that outside of Bell, we'll be in like a dirty shirt, getting that pull off of Bubba Wallace. And cars are starting to single file out and thin out a little bit more, which will help our pit entry for sure. Bubba Wallace gets slow off that high line into the inside of Christopher Bell. We might be able to get 2 out of this. Hook that bottom, follow Reddick, who really gets on the binders. We go to that second groove. Bell right there on our outside corner. So we get the pass done on Bell just barely, carrying that speed down the back straightaway around Reddick. And setting up for Josh Balicki, who is having a good run in the top 20 here. We restarted in 20th, so just outside the top 15 now perhaps. William Byron still leads with Joey Logano. Hard pressure on the back with Denny Hamlin and Ryan Blaney there. And Brandon moved up into 5th. And a good run on that outside. Yeah, Josh Balicki kind of let us have that one. We'll take that all day. And as we get closer to the halfway mark, that's where we're going to start looking left and seeing when we want to pit. The trouble is getting trapped 1 lap down. Of course, if we are the first car on pit road, we get caught a lap down. There's no wave arounds back in 2003. So it's not like the leaders will pit and we get caught back up to the tail. So we have to commit and have this strategy play out completely. Good run down the back straightaway around Austin Dillon. Next up, Cole Custer with Kyle Busch. Looking to the inside of Kyle Larson. And we'll get a fender under the 41. He should roll out on corner exit just a little bit. There he goes. Cole Custer rolled out. And we might be able to get several of them here as we look to the outside, try to get both Kyle Busch and Kyle Larson pinned down to the bottom. Not enough speed. Just a little bit brush of the wall, but a big run to the inside. If we can get a nose under the Kyles, we might be able to get a twofer, but nope. Not going to press that. The car is a little bit too loose to try that maneuver. But Kyle Larson does get thrown out. Kyle Busch makes the pass, and we're not going to dive to the inside of Kyle Larson there. We're going to take the outside and try to carry that backstretch speed. That's where I feel the car is making the most power, is off that corner. We get a good run looking to the inside. Just barely there. Does Kyle? Yes, indeed. Gives us the spot. Just barely. We'll see if Kyle rolls out on the exit of 4. Fights back in the dog leg, but we do complete that pass. Leaders are just in front of us here with Joey Logano up front. Denny Hamlin in 2nd, Brandon in 3rd. And it looks like William Byron has been kicked out to 5th. So Byron got trapped on that outside groove, and the train went by very Talladega-esque. As we look to the inside of Eric Almirola. And let's get it woed up. Brandon is pitting as well. And Brandon's pit stall will be the one right in front of us since he qualified right in front of us. So a nice orderly entry. Now the exit might be a whole nother ball of wax. If the AI cars decide to come down this time, we might be trying to get out while they are coming in. All right, 4 tires and fuel, boys. Let's go. Right sides are on. Going to the left side. Brandon taking 4 tires as well. His left sides are up. Looking down pit road, no one is coming, so we'll have a clean exit. And down and away, we caught up quite a bit to Brandon in that pit road entry compared to where he was on the track. We'll see where we blend out and accelerate at the yellow line. Keep it on the apron. There goes Todd Gilliland, and looking to the back for clear racetrack. Still clear, still clear, still clear. All right, let's get everything we can out of those new tires, and you can see we gained a bit on Brandon in that exchange. So Brandon may be able to open some holes for us. We just need to get a little bit closer. But overall, a good exchange. Looking to the left, and cars are on pit road as well. So pit cycle is in full swing as we pass these guys. There goes Dylan, Cindric, and Larson, all for position. Harvick for position as well. So the outside of Harvick will take that. Still clean racetrack in front. And that looked to be about maybe a quarter of the pack. We'll look to the left and see if there are any others on pit road as well. Yes, indeed, a few more are on pit road. All of these are for position as well. Passing Kyle and Balicki, and there's Christopher Bell. There's Almirola for position, and Chase Elliott. We might be able to leapfrog Chase in this exchange. And settling in behind Joey Logano. So getting on pit road a few laps earlier seemed to pay dividends as far as gaining time on the leaders, especially if this all cycles through. We'll make quick work of Todd Gilliland, and more cars are on pit road for position here. And around William Byron as well. So settling in. So it looks like Denny Hamlin got out of pit road in front of Brandon. That may possibly be your leader. So Brandon may be in second, Joey Logano in third. So let's work on Joey here and see what we got. We'll sort of diamond the corner and get to the white line, keep the power in it, see if we gain any speed at all on Logano. There's a car on pit road, Ryan Blaney perhaps. Or perhaps that was Cindric. Either way, they were not out of their pit stall by the time we went around. So rolling that outside, trying to get any sort of speed that we can down the back straightaway. And it looks like those are lapped cars there, with Alex Bowman in front of Denny Hamlin, who is caught up in that big crash with Martin Truex Jr. earlier. So those cars in front of Hamlin are indeed a lap down, missing their rear deck lid, and that's going to bring Hamlin back to us, especially with them running side by side with Eric Jones. And Brandon will be there to pounce quick, fast, and in a hurry as well. Brandon looking to the inside for the race lead as Hamlin gets trapped behind Alex Bowman. So put Brandon to the front. Brandon goes to the outside trying to get around those lap cars of Stenhouse and Jones, and they are starting to pit. So clean racetrack now. So in that exchange, Brandon was able to take advantage with the lap cars and Joey Logano pressuring Denny Hamlin as well. Don't know if Denny burned his tires trying to hold that off or trying to maneuver through traffic, but Logano is not able to complete the pass as Hamlin rolls that outside momentum. We'll take that momentum, get to the inside of Logano. And if we can get a pull off Hamlin, all the better. We need Joey to roll out on the exit of 4. Logano keeps his foot in it though through the dog leg. Have to get back into single file. Let's roll the outside and keep some air on our nose. And as we roll that outside, Hamlin is starting to stretch that gap just a little bit. Logano had a peak. Don't know if Logano was just a little bit slower on that lap or not, but dirty air is playing havoc on us. We cannot get around Logano. He is pretty much identical on the speed chart. Yeah, he just gets that little run off the corner and he gets that pull off of Hamlin, and he's able to gap us just a little bit, and we don't have the mid-corner speed to really cut it and turn. There's a good run, our best chance going into turn 3 right now, right on the rear bumper of Joey Logano. Not close enough to make a move. We'll hook that white line, try to keep air on our nose. If Hamlin is going to do something with, or Logano is going to do something with Hamlin, I need it to happen. I mean, I believe Logano is faster than Hamlin, and it looks like all three of us are faster than Brandon running single file, or Brandon may be saving just a little bit of the tires for the late race run. There goes Logano to the inside, puts Hamlin to the out, and the bottom of 3 is where we want to be anyway. We're going to hook that white line. Hamlin up top, we'll see if he rolls out. Get that pull, Hamlin a little bit slower, and we're going to have to take the bottom into turn 1. Let's hope it sticks. Rolling that bottom well and hooking and around Hamlin. Let's carry that speed to the outside of Logano. Top to the bottom elevator. And looking to the inside of turn 3, perhaps Joey's lap was a little bit compromised trying to pass Hamlin, and we will take advantage. Now we have a full door on Logano, and he rolls out, and now Hamlin back attacking Logano side by side. That's going to help us if they stay that way. We just need eyes in the windshield and focusing on Brandon and try to make that A-Shock Toyota come back to us as best we can. And indeed, they're still side by side behind. So the race is for third back there. And really not our bother. Let's hook that white paint, see if we can get any grip down there as the laps tick down. We are in the late stages of the race and they can't seem to get away from each other behind, allowing myself and Brandon to duke it out for the last few miles of this race. We're able to really run 1/2 lane off of 1 and 2. We don't need to run so high up. And any speed we can carry down that back straightaway, all the better. Going into turn 3, let's hook that bottom again. Right on the white line, Brandon replicates, trying to keep that dirty air on our nose. Lap cars are starting to creep into the picture though. I don't know if we're going to catch them by the time the race is over. But Brandon is either doing a great job modulating or our lap times are pretty similar as we're not really gaining or losing. Just sort of holding station here, fighting through this dirty air. Hooking that bottom, Brandon rolls the second groove, trying to diamond the corner, widen the corner out just a little bit. And the lap car of Todd Gilliland, I believe that is growing ever so larger out of the windshield. Brandon's trying to carry that speed down the back straightaway. We're able to hook the white line. How is our exit speed compared to Brandon? Very similar, if not 1 or 2 miles an hour in favor of Brandon. And he's really committed to that second groove. He might be saving his tires a bit or really driving into the corner hard. He gapped us just a little bit, white flag and almost a touch into the wall. Let's carry our speed as best we can down to the bottom. And Todd Gilliland will be there to mess everything up. It looks like Brandon on the charge. Brandon's going to have to take evasive action. We can hold the bottom, I think. Let's really drive it in there. Use the brake, hook it, help the car turn. Gaining, gaining, gaining. It's going to be a drag race. Get the pull off Gilliland down to the inside of the apron, and Brandon gets the win and advances to the next round ahead of Talladega and Roval. Todd Gilliland helped bring us in. I don't know if we could have done anything heads up, but really, really close. So there's your margin of victory. Just a half a car length between myself and Brandon. Who takes the win? We come across the line in second. Joey Logano wins that battle with Hamlin to come across in third. Hamlin in fourth. Chase Elliott in fifth. Kevin Harvick in sixth. Eric Almirola seventh. Eighth place, Kyle Larson. Ninth place, William Byron. And rounding out your top 10 is Austin Cindric. Ryan Blaney with a tough race coming across the line in 32nd. That must have been him stopped on pit road. Tyler Reddick in 21st. And Brad Keselowski comes across in 37th after being caught up in that Martin Truex Jr. crash. So Ryan Blaney starts his pit stop in 5th, and Ty Dillon gives Ryan Blaney the boot, shoves him through his pit stall, and as you can see, work has not begun. So Ryan Blaney has to get a tow from his pit stall all the way around back to his pit stall. Ouch. So standings after Texas Chase Elliott is your cut-off driver. Brad Keselowski with a huge hit with that near last place finish, 32 points back. Blaney down 13 back after that pit road mishap. And we've got 2 wildcard rounds where anything can happen with Talladega and Roval. So next week we go super speedway racing. Like, share, and subscribe if you are so bold. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you next week for Talladega. Take care.